So when you buy your select boom for a racing sail, if it's a gun sail, the GSR, the bow or the bow fly, we highly recommend that you also right away get the adjustable outhaul kit. The adjustable outhaul kit you can order from gunsails.com. You have it comes with all the ropes. It comes with the cuffs to go around the boom. It has the 2 cleats to go in each of those cuffs. Then you also get some rubbers that you can put in between the cuffs and the boom to make it a nice tight fit. It's really important. If the cuffs fit without the rubber, you can use them without the rubber. They have the grooves inside to really grip onto your boom so that they don't slide. And then it also comes with 2 pulleys that you use to create a purchase to make it a little bit easier to pull on the fly. And it comes with 4 small stainless steel screws. These guys are pretty small, so make sure you keep track of them, don't lose them. Before installing your adjustable outhaul kit, you first need to remove the outhaul rope that comes with every GUNSAILS boom. I would say you just use a small flathead screwdriver, you poke it in on the side of the knot, and you simply pry the rope out just like that. You can very easily just remove it. Save it, you can always use it either for your front end or for something else, so don't throw it away. Then we come to this part of the boom. Make sure that you don't put them too far forward. If you put them too far forward, when you're overpowered or while jibing, you'll be grabbing on the cuffs with the cleats in it, not very comfortable. So I would highly recommend you put them nice and far back. It's actually much easier to reach a little further back and pull like this than it is to pull from here and try to put the outhaul. So these are the gray ones. They come in 3 different colors, which indicate the different sizes for the different diameters. As you can see, this is relatively loose. So I'm going to have to use 1 rubber in here. No, it looks like I'm going to have to use 2 rubbers in here. And now it's just starting to get tight, so that's where I want it. Then you take the screw. What I always do is to always put the screw in from the outside in. Then if you ever feel like you need to move it forward or backward, you can do it while the boom is on the sail, because if you do it like this, the sail will be right here. You can't get the screwdriver in. From here, you can get the screwdriver in. So you simply put 1 screw in, just like that. The other screw you leave out. Now you take the cleat, and the cleat pops right in there. As soon as the cleat is in there like that, take the second screw, put it in the hole, squeeze it together a little bit, and tighten it. As you tighten it, you may need to make sure that the cleat is pushed all the way down so it actually goes into the space that is molded into the plastic part to be able to grab the cleat. The other thing I really like to do when putting these on is to angle them slightly out. Sometimes when you're releasing the outhaul a long way, the sail can be touching the boom in this area. If they're slightly angled out, you won't damage the sail on the edge of this cleat. The same for the rubbers. You can see here that the rubbers are actually more towards the outside than they are towards the inside, to keep this part as smooth as possible, so that when the sail is rubbing on the boom, you minimize the wear on the sail. Then once this is on, the cleat is in correctly, everything is good, we tighten them, and tight is tight, you don't need to go too far. Then we do the same on the opposite side. The set comes with 3 ropes. There's 2 thick ones and 1 thin one. So the thick one we are going to push from the inside of the cuff towards the outside right here. So push it in through that little hole right through there. Here again, really important, keep the knot on the outside. The knot on the outside again minimizes the wear of the outhaul system on the sail. Then we take the pulley. This part needs to go over the pulley, so it needs to go through like this. Yeah, now put it through here. And one thing I really like to do on this is keep these as short as possible. So you may have to trim this line, and you can actually use this part for something else or whatever you like. But before you cut it, let's first check at what size you use the boom and make sure you don't cut it too short, because once you cut it too short, you can't cut it any longer. And then again, we do it here. We don't do anything yet. We're going to come back to this once we finish putting the rope in the back. You can do all kinds of different knots. The easiest one is to just do a cow hitch. Always do a double cow hitch on the back and keep it nice and short. So don't let, on this one side where you fix it permanently, keep this nice and short and don't let too much rope hang out. Doesn't look good, doesn't feel good, it's not necessary. Then with the new GSR, the bow and the bow fly, as well as some other brands, you can actually always leave this threaded, because these sails nowadays again have the loops on the sails that allow you to actually use this while it is threaded. As on the GSR, the bow fly, as well as many of our competitor sails, there's the ears on the backs of the sails which allow you to loop the rope around it, which means that you don't need to undo your outhaul system every time you rig. If you have one of those things, it's really easy. Then you set it up once and you can continue to use your adjustable outhaul every time. The way to thread it is we come in, we choose the most outside, so towards where the rope is coming. The rope is coming from this arm. We choose the pulley that's furthest towards this arm and we go from outside to inside like that to loop around the ear on the sail, or the outhaul pulley that is installed on the sail. You go through the center pulley. The center pulley is actually on the opposite side to make the alignment perfect. As you can see, we have now created our first loop like that. The second loop we are creating here by coming from the second off center pulley. We start on the inside, we go back to the outside, and here we just created the second loop. So as you can see, this is completely done without crossing. Now you have to imagine that the sail is actually sitting right here and my finger is the center of the pulleys that are on the sail. So you come in, you go down, go up, go around, go back down, come back out, and you come out on that side, as you can see. So now you have a little bit of figuring out to do. You need to figure out on what length you're going to use your boom. So take a look at your sail quiver and make sure you can cover the full range of your sails that you want to cover with this boom on your outhaul setting. So here we have the boom on 48. This is the longest we will ever use this boom. So we can tie this off at 48 and make sure that we have a little bit of room to play. So as you can see, this rope looks like it's plenty long, but we have a lot of rope right here. As this is a single rope, this is a double rope. I actually prefer to cut this one because it's a lot less weight on the boom. So I would prefer to make this one short like this and to keep this one a little bit longer. This is a lighter line on the back of the boom. You want to reduce the weight to the maximum. So we're going to just tie this one off. And then we are going to be able to cut these ropes somewhere here. What I always do before cutting them, it's probably a good idea to take one session on your biggest sail before you cut them. The other thing I really like to do is I like to put a knot and then a second knot. Yeah, you might say, why do you do that? Now, if I accidentally let it shoot out of the cleat, it will come all the way back. I will cut it after this knot if I realize that the knots are in the right spot. That means I still have enough space to grab this knot and actually pull it back out. If I wouldn't have this knot, for example, and I would have cut it right after this knot, it would shoot back and now I have only a knot to grab, which is not very nice to hold on to. So I highly recommend to put the double knot. It just makes everything that much easier because it shoots back. You still have this much to just grab it, pull it back and trim your sail without losing any speed or any time. Once you did your first session in the water with your biggest sail, confirm that this is the place you want to cut it, take a lighter, burn the ends, don't burn your fingers, just burn the ropes and you're good to go. Enjoy your adjustable outhaul kit.